Hey guys, Dice Rolling here, and welcome to Top 10 WTF Horror Movies Part 2. This was requested by Sick Chemical. Just like in Part 1, I have put together a list of some of the most WTF-inducing horror movies of all time. And clearly there are many. So brace yourselves, because if you ever want to watch any of these movies, you may want to be on drugs. Number 10. Zombievers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you make an intentionally bad movie, and it turns out to be much worse. This is a 2014 attempt by Jordan Rubin to make fun of zombie horror movies. I say attempt because while a group of 20-somethings vacationing in a swamp infested by zombified beavers should be entertaining, it's not. Oh, and the dog dies. Number 9. Anaconda. No! Not that one. No, instead we have Jennifer Lopez and Ice Cube. This is a 1997 movie about a film crew who sets out to make a documentary about a tribe of people in the Amazon rainforest. However, they're basically held hostage by a hunter who's tracking a giant anaconda. So once again, Jon Voight plays a crazy motherfucker. Number 8. The Mangler. Now, the reason why they called it The Mangler is because the killer laundry press just didn't hold the same terror. Based on a short story by Stephen King, this is a 1995 South African and Australian film directed by Toby Hooper. And yes, it's quite literally about a killer laundry press. But we're gonna take this a step further and say it's possessed by a demon. So naturally, the characters we see in the movie have to attempt an exorcism on it. In the end, it is defeated, only to be rebuilt by the new owner of the laundry business. Number 7. Rapid Eye Movement. This is one that Sick Chemical suggested that I check out, so thank you again, Sick Chemical. This is a 2006 film about a struggling author and his fiancée who is having stress-induced nightmares. So naturally, the writer uses this as an advantage and creates a novel from her nightmares. This seems to work out rather well for him up until the point where his fiancée starts taking drugs for her nightmares. So it begs the question of how far would he go to ensure his success at the expense of someone that he loves. And also, there's a cooked turkey that comes back to life. Number 6. Slugs. I am about to show you what slugs look like with teeth. So brace yourselves. In this 1988 Spanish-American science fiction horror, we have the classic excuse for why anything goes wrong in any horror movie ever. Toxic waste. This time, however, what slithers from that are bloodthirsty slugs that burrow into their victims. Bonus points for making heads explode in almost the most gory way possible. Number 5. Maximum Overdrive. While there have been several movies based off of Stephen King's books, this was the first one he directed himself, and got him a nomination for Worst Director. It's a 1986 movie that was inspired by King's short story, Trucks, and it centers around inanimate objects, mainly mechanical things, coming to life and becoming sentient. And we get to follow a group of people who are trapped in a truck stop while several trucks circle the building willing to kill anyone who steps outside. But my favorite part is the ending, where they try to explain why all of this happened. And what is the twist, you may ask? And some people say Mr. King swore never to direct again. Number 4. Frankenhooker. I mean, I don't know what more you want from me for this. It kinda says it all, don't you think? This is a 1990 film about Jeffrey Franken, whose fiancée was killed in a lawnmower accident. So he attempts to put her back together and bring her back to life. This works, and she proceeds to rampage through New York City. But he uses parts from prostitutes. You see the problem here? Number 3. Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror. Okay, Snoop Dogg, horror. Yes, apparently Snoop tried his hand at horror, and since it made my list, you can be pretty damn sure it didn't turn out well. Basically, this 2006 movie is supposed to be like a Crypt Keeper anthology movie, but with hip-hop. There are 3 stories about people who live in inner-city neighborhoods, and how they live their lives dictates what happens to them in the afterlife. Now, I really enjoy horror anthologies, but holy hell, Snoop, stop fucking with this shit. Number 2. Sharknado. To a lot of people, myself included, sharks can be terrifying, and a lot of horror movies have taken advantage of that. But director Anthony C. Ferrante knew he could do more. So what did he do? He took the same bloodthirsty sharks that haunt our nightmares and put them in tornadoes. This movie is about a cyclone in Los Angeles that somehow managed to pluck man-eating sharks from the ocean and send them hurtling through the city. We follow a group of people as they attempt to figure out why this is happening and how they can stop it while saving themselves. And apparently, the solution to stopping this apocalypse of flying sharks is to throw bombs into the tornadoes. And if you're wondering if I'll be doing any reviews on this movie and its sequels, nope. And finally, number 1. Night of the Lepus, otherwise known as Rabbits. This 1972 horror movie was based on the science fiction novel The Year of the Angry Rabbit. This movie is about a mysterious serum that is used to try to control the overpopulation of rabbits. But as you may have guessed, the injected rabbit is set loose and proceeds to infect a bunch of other rabbits who turn into oversized, bloodthirsty monsters. The creators of the movie used domesticated rabbits, pulling that old put the camera real close to it and it looks bigger trick, and actors in bunny costumes. Being terrified of fluffy bunnies is absolutely ridiculous.
What?
Ah! And that was my list of some of the most WTF horror movies part 2. Thank you again to Sick Chemical for requesting this list. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like to let me know. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Do you agree with this list? And what are some truly horrible horror movies that you have seen? And don't forget to share this video to help the channel grow and subscribe for more videos like this. See you later. Monster Dog, a film from 1984 starring Alice Cooper. What could go wrong? Cooper plays the role of Vince Raven, who's traveling back to his childhood home to shoot a music video. But on the way there, he and his crew learn there's a monster dog on the loose that's killing people. Oh, and his father was killed there because it's too damn hot around here. It's like Satan's asshole.